Hey guys, it's John, and welcome back to the Minecast server. And today we're going to be doing another talking commentary, and I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to talk about school and why I hated school so much when I went to school, and maybe some of you will be able to relate to things I talk about. Also, before I start the commentary, maybe you guys could suggest more things for me to talk about in the comments. I know people seem to enjoy this kind of thing, and they enjoy listening to me ramble on about crap. So maybe if you guys want to suggest things, like ask me questions or something you want me to talk about, I have two texts apparently. If you want me to talk about anything, and then I can talk about pretty much anything. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on to what I'll be doing today. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some house maintenance. I don't really think my house looks like that great just now, and people seem to agree with me. It looks not, I mean, it's like not really too bad. Like, it's not really supposed to look that amazing. The main thing I was going to do in this server is build traps and stuff like that, so I've done loads of traps, and I thought maybe since I've done all of that, I could probably do some house maintenance and make my house look a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this whole interior of this, like, it's going to look really good inside. Like, from outside it's going to look like this, but from the inside it's going to look hopefully good. Hopefully it'll look decent at least. And yeah, so we're going to try and do that. So what I was going to talk about was school. I don't know why I felt like talking about this. I just thought maybe some people will be able to relate to the way I felt about school, which generally was pretty negative. But the reason why I didn't like school was probably different to a lot of people. Me, I personally, I don't mind doing like work at school. I like having something to do. I hated doing like homework and stuff, but I like having something to do during the day, and going to school was fine. And I feel like I genuinely liked some of my subjects. Like, we had computing and we did programming and stuff like that, and I'm pretty nerdy, so I really enjoyed that some days. But the reason why I didn't like school is because of the people. And I'm sure lots of people are going to be able to relate to this, because I've had a couple of messages before about like things that I've mentioned before, like being like ridiculously anxious when you're in like any social situation, or just really shy, or just an introvert or whatever. Yeah, I've had messages about that before, like ages ago when I did these commentaries before, so maybe the people that messaged me before don't actually watch my videos anymore, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, me, I was like, at school, I always have been very quiet, and like every single school report or something that I got, it'd be like, John does his work, and he's intelligent and everything, but he just doesn't say anything. I never like talk to anyone. And on my last 2 years of school, I didn't have any friends whatsoever at school. I don't know why. Well, I know why, because my friends left. And then once my friends left, well, my best friend left school on my second last year, and we were pretty close, but then when he left, we sort of drifted apart, and I haven't really talked to him that much since. But we had a band and everything, and the band split up after that as well, which kind of sucked. And yeah, and then that's kind of when I started doing YouTube. I think it was around that time. I started doing YouTube in 2010, September 2010, and it was something that I could do. And like when YouTube started getting big, it made me feel like, hey, maybe I am capable of making friends. Maybe people can like me, because at that point my self-esteem kind of dropped, and I had no confidence in myself whatsoever, because no one really liked me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I never put myself out there, and I think that is most likely the case. It's just because I never really talked to someone, and when you don't really make an effort to talk to anyone at school, don't really expect them to make that effort to talk to you unless they have like minimal friends as well. Well, that's been my experience anyway. It's probably different somewhere else, but you know, over here, where in my school, there was always big groups of friends. There was like we don't really have we don't have like the goth group and then the nerd group or anything. We kind of have like, well, in my case, it was like there was a popular kind of group that were all friends. Like no one really hated each other. We didn't have like any rivalry in my school. It was just that people didn't like, they weren't not friends. Well, it's kind of hard to describe, but like they didn't not like each other. Just weren't like friendly to each other. Well, they're friendly to each other, but they just weren't friends. They didn't hang out and stuff like that. So that's kind of what it was. Oh shit, my diamond pick has broken. I didn't even expect that to happen for some reason. You kind of make a diamond pick and you just sort of expect it to last forever, but... So the main reason why I didn't like school was mainly just because I kind of had to wander around by myself most of the time, and that made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. And then that's when I kind of started being overly conscious of people maybe looking at me, or like if I saw someone that looked at me, I'd be like, holy shit, what are they thinking of me? They probably think I'm a complete idiot with loner with no friends. They do nothing with my life. And these are the kind of things that ran through my head, and it's just like, why would I think that? I don't know why I or anyone would think that, because chances are if someone looked at you, they just looked at you, they just glanced at you, and it happens all the time. I mean it's not a bad thing if someone looks at you, but it just happens. And yeah, so that's kind of how I felt, and then that got like it steadily got worse. And like I just felt incredibly uncomfortable all the time when I was at school, walking through the corridor. Maybe in class was fine. In class was okay unless I was like talking in front of the class. Then it was like, holy shit, my life is over. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I just want to die right now. Maybe I could get hit by a bus on the way to school, and then that'll put me out of my misery. I don't have to talk to people in front of class. That's kind of how I thought generally most of the time. And the thing is, when you kind of think like that, it's very unhealthy, and then you kind of, if you don't tell anyone about it, then it's like, it just gets worse, and there's nothing you can really do about it unless you, I don't know what I could have done in that situation, because I'm kind of, by the way, this is about Minecraft. I'm kind of winging it here. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to have like a weird design rather than have like rather than just clear out the whole room. I'm going to have a little bit of a odd design here, and I might make this floor out of wood. I'll keep these walls this probably, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these walls, but they'll probably have to stay similar to this, because then you'll see it from the outside, but you know. Anyway, what was I talking about? So when you don't really talk to anyone about that, it gets there's not really much you can do, apart from like maybe wait until you finish school or something. That's kind of what I did. But I talked to my girlfriend about it, and that made everything much better. So if you have someone to talk about, if you can relate to me in that way, then my best advice would be try and talk to someone about it. I've never done anything about it. Like I've always been very shy. Maybe I have some kind of social anxiety disorder, I don't know. But I've never really talked about anyone about it apart from my girlfriend, and that itself has helped massively. Just that. So if you have a close friend that you can talk to about it, or if you're like close to your family members, like I'm fairly close to my family members, but not in that kind of way, if that makes sense. Like I never argue with my parents or anything like that, but I don't really talk to them about that kind of thing very much at all, like ever. So shit, that was supposed to be clean stone. So talking about things that are important, like maybe something like that, it is impossible for me. I don't know why, but it's fine. It's okay now, because just now I'm doing YouTube, and YouTube has also helped me gain confidence in myself, which has been pretty awesome. And like obviously sometimes it gets you down sometimes when you get some haters, but generally my YouTube hasn't had many haters, like at all, and it's been pretty awesome. But yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. The main reason why I hated school was because of people there, and me just feeling always really uncomfortable in any social situation. If I had to talk in class, if I had to have like some kind of presentation, I was shitting myself for literally weeks. And if I ever mucked up, like if I stutter a lot when I'm talking to new people, or if I'm talking, or if I just genuinely feel really uncomfortable, then I will stutter a lot. And I've done it in videos as well, where I've just stuttered and I can't help it. It kind of sucks. But if I was to stutter in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I stutter in real life, then I don't stop thinking about it for days, sometimes like weeks. It's like, holy shit, that person thinks I'm so stupid, I stuttered in front of them. And then that's just stupid, because if you overthink something like that, I know it's incredibly difficult. Trust me, I know how difficult it is to not think about something over and over and over and over and over and over again until you just beat yourself up about it for weeks. I know how incredibly difficult it is to deal with that, but most of the time, I guarantee if you do think about something like that, it is just complete like nonsense. Like I have so many things I feel so stupid about when I think about them now that happened like 3 years ago, and I still think about it now. Like, why would anyone do that? Why does it matter? And I don't really understand why it happens, but it does. And yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about much more about this. I wanted to keep this fairly short, but I thought maybe some people would be able to relate to me, and that might make me feel better. But maybe if people know what it's like for other people, then you're not alone and stuff like that. Maybe you guys feel better as well, so that would make me happy as well. So if you do relate to me in this retrospect, and if you have something else that you want me to talk about that that you guys can relate on, and it's always nice having someone to relate to. Maybe I could get some. Maybe if you do relate to me, you can send me a message, and I'll happily respond. I love responding to messages like that. I don't really generally just respond to many messages, but if there's something personal like that, then I definitely do make sure I respond to it. But anyway, this is our second floor so far. I'm gonna probably do a lot of this off camera because it would be kind of boring to watch, but I might dig out one up here. Then it's gonna be 4 high, and then I'll probably get rid of this and replace it with either that wood or just regular oak wood. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. The reason why I hated school was because I was just so anxious all the time. I genuinely liked school when I had friends, and I liked doing work as well because I like doing stuff in school. But after having no friends, it kind of sucks, and yeah, so that's why I hate school, and I shall see you guys later.